Hey guys, welcome to this quick tutorial where we'll explain how you can upload orders from WooCommerce to QuickBooks Online. So let's get started. First, let's look at the data currently in QuickBooks Online. Right now, I have 2 products but no customers or orders transferred yet. If your QuickBooks account doesn't have any customers, orders, or products, they will be created automatically during synchronization. Now let's go to WooCommerce Store Manager and check the order list. Here, you can see the orders ready to be synced with QuickBooks. Along with orders, customers and products will also be exported. To start the sync, go to the Add-ons menu and select QuickBooks Online. Then, choose Export Orders. Since I don't have any configurations yet, I'll create a new one. Click to add a new configuration and proceed. Here you'll find different options. Order filters select order status and date range. Tax options apply taxes during synchronization. Customer options create customers automatically if they don't already exist. Product options choose what field to use as the product name and enable automatic product creation if needed. You can also set the item type, inventory asset account, income account, and expense account. Discounts and shipping define how these will be handled. Once everything is set, click Verify and Save. Now your configuration is ready. To proceed, hit Process. The log file will confirm that new invoices were successfully created and updated. Close the window and check QuickBooks Online to see the results. Refresh the page, and you'll see the newly imported orders. Under Invoices, you'll also find the new customers that were added, as well as the products and services created during synchronization. What's even better is that this process can be automated. You can schedule synchronization to run hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can print W-2 in QuickBooks Desktop. So let's get started. First, make sure you have installed the most recent payroll tax table updates. This is very important for accurate tax calculations and compliance with the latest tax laws. Go to the Employees menu, then select Payroll Tax Forms and W-2s. From there, choose Process Payroll Forms. In the window that opens, click on File Forms and select W-2L3. Next, choose the filing period. This will usually be the current calendar year and click OK. Review all employee data carefully, including names, addresses, and social security numbers, to make sure everything is up to date. Make any corrections before continuing. QuickBooks will guide you through a few prompts to prepare your W-2 forms for printing. When you're ready, select the Print option and choose the type of forms you want to use, either standard W-2 forms or W-2 forms with a perforated stub. If you're using pre-printed forms, make sure they meet QuickBooks specifications so you don't run into alignment issues. Before printing the final forms, check that your printer is properly configured and aligned. QuickBooks gives you the option to print a sample form so you can test the alignment. Once everything looks good, go ahead and print your W-2 forms. It's a good idea to print an extra copy for your own records. After printing, distribute the W-2 forms to your employees by the required deadline, which is typically January 31st each year. You'll also need to submit a copy to the Social Security Administration. Be sure to keep accurate records of when and how the forms were distributed and submitted. Finally, consider using e-filing with the Social Security Administration. It's more efficient, secure, and can help reduce errors. Hey guys, welcome to this quick tutorial where we'll explain how you can change password on QuickBooks Online. So let's get started. First, log into your QuickBooks Online account. After logging in, go to your profile. You'll find your profile photo in the top right corner of the screen. Click on it, and from the drop-down menu, select Manage Your Intuit account. This will take you to the Account Management panel. Inside the panel, look for the option labeled Change Password. Click on it to begin the update process. On the new screen, enter your new password. For better security, your password should be at least 8 characters long and include a mix of letters, numbers, and special symbols. Once you've typed your new password, confirm it by entering it again in the confirmation field to avoid any typos. When both fields match, click Save to finalize the change. And that's it, you've successfully updated your QuickBooks Online password. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can adjust work in progress in QuickBooks, so let's get started. First, log into your QuickBooks Online account. From the dashboard, click on the Plus New button. Then, depending on how you want to record your WIP adjustment, you'll typically use either a journal entry or a sales form. Let's walk through the journal entry method. Click on Journal Entry. In the first line, choose the WIP asset account you've set up in your chart of accounts. Enter the appropriate debit amount to reflect the value of the work completed but not yet invoiced. On the next line, choose the revenue or income account where you want the adjustment to balance. Enter the same amount as a credit. This ensures your books stay balanced while properly reflecting the WIP. If your business needs to track WIP by project, don't forget to use the Customer Project field in the journal entry. This links the adjustment directly to the job you're working on. Once you've entered all the details, double-check the amounts to make sure everything is correct. Then, click Save and Close. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can download and install QuickBooks, so let's get started. First, open your browser and search for Download QuickBooks Desktop on Google. From the results, click on the official link that takes you to the QuickBooks Download and Updates page. Once there, scroll down until you find the Downloads and Updates section and click on it. Now you'll need to select your country, product, and version. For example, you can choose the United States as the country, QuickBooks Desktop Pro as the product, and version 2024. After making your selections, click on Search. Once your product appears, click on Download to start downloading the installer. Wait for the installation to complete, and once it finishes, you may be asked to restart your computer to finalize the setup. After restarting, QuickBooks will be successfully installed on your desktop. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can categorize credit card transactions in QuickBooks, so let's get started. First, log in to your QuickBooks Online account. From the dashboard, go to the Banking or Transactions tab on the left-hand side. Here, you will see your linked accounts. Select the credit card account where your transactions have been recorded. Next, go to the For Review section. This is where all the transactions that haven't been categorized yet will appear. Click on the transaction you want to review. In the Category field, select the correct expense category that matches the nature of the transaction. For example, if the purchase was for meals during a business meeting, choose Meals and Entertainment. If it was for office supplies, select Office Supplies. You can also add the vendor name if the transaction was made with a specific supplier. QuickBooks also allows you to add notes or tags. This step is optional, but it can be helpful if you want to provide additional details about the expense, such as the purpose of the purchase or the project it relates to. Once you've chosen the appropriate category and filled in any additional information, click on Add or Confirm. The transaction will then move from the For Review tab into the Categorize tab. Repeat this process for each transaction until all your credit card expenses are categorized. This ensures that your books remain up to date and accurate. As a tip, QuickBooks also allows you to create bank rules for recurring transactions. By setting up rules, QuickBooks can automatically categorize similar transactions in the future, saving you both time and effort. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can delete customers in QuickBooks, so let's get started. First, log into your QuickBooks account and go to the Sales tab from the left-hand menu. Under Sales, click on Customers to open your customer list. Here, you will see all of your customers displayed in one place. Next, find the customer that you want to delete and click on their name to open their profile. Once you are inside the customer's profile, click on the Edit button or the gear icon, depending on your QuickBooks version. From the drop-down menu, select Delete. In some versions of QuickBooks, instead of deleting, you may only see an option to mark the customer as inactive. Choosing this option will remove the customer from your active list, while still keeping their historical data in your records. QuickBooks will then ask you to confirm your choice. Please note that if the customer has existing transactions recorded, QuickBooks will not allow a full deletion, and you will only be able to make the customer inactive. This is to ensure that your financial records remain accurate. Once you confirm, QuickBooks will delete or inactivate the customer, and they will no longer appear in your active customer list. This is a great way to keep your records neat, up-to-date, and easy to manage. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can import list of inventory in QuickBooks Desktop, so let's get started. First, open QuickBooks Desktop and go to the File menu in the top left corner. From the drop-down, select Utilities, Then choose Import and click on Excel Files. A new window will appear. Next, select the Advanced Import option. This feature allows you to map your Excel columns to the appropriate QuickBooks fields. Click on Browse to locate your Excel file that contains the inventory list, and then click Open. After that, choose the worksheet from your Excel file that you want to import. Click on the Mapping button, and when prompted, select Yes. In the Map Data window, carefully map the columns from your Excel file to the corresponding QuickBooks fields. Be sure to match key fields such as item name, description, quantity, cost, and sales price. Once everything is mapped correctly, click Save, then select Import. Your inventory list will now be successfully imported into QuickBooks Desktop. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can record overdraft account in QuickBooks Online. So let's get started first. Log into your QuickBooks Online account. From your dashboard, go to the Settings icon and select Chart of Accounts. Here, you will see a list of all your accounts. If your bank account is already created in QuickBooks, you can directly use it. If not, you'll need to create a new account by clicking on New, selecting Bank as the account type, and completing the setup. Once your bank account is ready, the next step is to record the overdraft transaction. To do this, go to the left-hand side menu and click on New Transaction, then select either expense or check. Now, choose the bank account that went into overdraft. In the category field, you will need to select a liability account. If you don't already have one, you can create a new account and name it something like Bank Overdraft or Overdraft Liability. After that, enter the overdraft amount provided by the bank, add the date, and if needed, you can also add the bank name in the vendor field. Once everything is filled out correctly, click Save and Close. Finally, when you repay the overdraft, you will record the repayment as either a transfer or an expense from your business account to the overdraft liability account. This ensures that your records stay accurate and that your liabilities are reduced correctly. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can request time off in QuickBooks Times, so let's get started. First, open QuickBooks Time. From the dashboard, click on Time Off, and it will take you to the Time Off page. Next, click on Add Time Off. Select your name or the name of your team member, and then click Continue. Here, you'll need to choose the code for the type of time off you're requesting. For example, you can select Paid Time Off, and you'll see your available balance displayed in parentheses. Now, set the date of your time off and enter the number of hours you want to request, for example, 8 hours. You can also add a note explaining the reason for your request, such as Family Day. Once done, click Save. Your time off request will be submitted automatically, and you'll be able to check its status whether it's pending, approved, or denied. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can change opening balance of bank account in QuickBooks Desktop, so let's get started. First, open QuickBooks Desktop and go to the Lists menu. From there, select Chart of Accounts. In the Chart of Accounts, find the bank account you want to adjust. Right-click on it and choose Edit Account. In the Edit Account window, click on the Change Opening Balance button. A new window will appear showing the current balance. Enter the correct opening balance in the provided field, then set the appropriate date using the calendar option. Click OK to save, and then click Save and Close. Finally, go back to the Chart of Accounts, double-click the bank account to open the register, and confirm that the opening balance has been updated correctly. And that's it. If you found this video helpful, hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can customize invoices, sales receipts, and estimates in QuickBooks Online, so let's get started. First, start by clicking on the gear icon located at the top right corner of your QuickBooks Online dashboard. This cogwheel is your gateway to all the settings you need to customize your QuickBooks experience. After that, look for the option labeled Custom Form Styles and select it. Then, you'll be taken to a page that shows all the custom form styles you've already created. Think of this as your library of templates where you can edit or manage existing styles anytime. But if you want to start fresh, go to the top right corner and click the New Style button. This begins the process of creating a new, personalized template. Next, you'll need to choose the type of document you want to customize, whether it's an invoice, an estimate, or a sales receipt. Once you make your choice, QuickBooks will open the editing screen. This is your design canvas where you can adjust layouts, colors, fonts, and other features to make sure your forms reflect your company's image. a helpful tip is to stay consistent with your branding elements, like fonts and colors, so your documents look polished and professional. Finally, once you're happy with your design, click Done. Your new style will now be saved and ready to use. Whenever you create a new invoice, sales receipt, or estimate, you'll have the option to apply your custom style directly from the transaction screen, saving you both time and effort. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can add and pay bills in QuickBooks Online. So let's get started. First, sign in to QuickBooks Online account. Once logged in, navigate to the Bills tab. This section is your main hub for managing expenses or invoices billed to your business, and you'll see a list of all your current and past bills. After that, to add a new bill, click on the Expenses option and select Bills. Now, look toward the top right corner of the screen and click on the Add Bill button. This will open a window where you can enter all the details related to the bill. Then, proceed to create the bill by filling in the required information. Start by selecting the vendor's name. QuickBooks lets you choose from your existing vendor list or create a new vendor if it's someone you haven't worked with before. Next, enter details such as the bill category, the amount due, and any other relevant notes. Once everything is filled out, click Save and Schedule Payment to add the bill to your records. Finally, it's time to process the payment. Go back to the Bills tab, and on the right-hand side, click Pay Bills. Locate the bill you just entered and select it. From here, you can either mark it as paid if you've already settled the payment, or schedule an online payment directly through QuickBooks. Once you confirm, the transaction will be finalized and your records updated. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can delete product or service in QuickBooks. So let's get started. First, log into your QuickBooks Online account and from the left-hand side menu, click on Sales. Under the Sales section, you'll find the option called Products and Services, so go ahead and click on it. After that, you'll see a complete list of all the products and services you've created in QuickBooks. Find the specific item you want to remove. On the right-hand side, under the Action column, you'll notice a drop-down arrow next to the Edit button. Click on this arrow to see more options. Then, from the drop-down, select Make Inactive. QuickBooks will display a confirmation message asking if you're sure you want to make this product or service inactive. This step is important because QuickBooks does not completely delete an item. If it has been used in past transactions, it simply makes it inactive so that you can't use it in the future, but all your old records remain safe. Finally, click Yes to confirm. Once you do this, the product or service will disappear from your active list and will no longer be available for new transactions. And that's it. Hey guys, in this quick tutorial, I'll show you how you can check cost price in QuickBooks. So let's get started. First, log into your QuickBooks Online account, and from the left-hand side menu, click on Sales. Under the Sales section, you'll find an option called Products and Services. Go ahead and click on it. After that, QuickBooks will open a complete list of all your products and services. Here, you can see various details like name, type, sales price, and quantity. To view the cost price, look for the Cost column in this table. If you don't see the Cost column right away, click on the small gear icon at the top right corner of the table and make sure the Cost option is selected. This will make the Cost Price column visible in your list. Then, if you want to review or edit the cost of a specific product, simply go to that item and click on the Edit option from the Action column. This will open the Product Details page where you'll see the Cost field. Here, you can check the current cost price that was entered when the item was created, and if needed, you can also update it. Finally, once you've reviewed or made changes, click on Save and Close to finish. By following these steps, you can easily check and manage the cost prices of your products in QuickBooks Online, making sure your inventory and profit tracking stay accurate. If you found this video helpful, consider giving it a like and subscribe.